This is the Said No One Ever podcast.
A podcast about things you never knew you wanted to hear about.
I'm Ian Bennett.
And I'm Martin Moore.
Let's get into it.
Welcome to another episode of the Said No One Ever podcast. I am Martin Moore. Across from me, my other half, this show's other host, three-time Milwaukee Wave indoor soccer champion.
Oh, this guy.
Ian Bennett.
This guy. Yes, my name's Ian Bennett.
Dude, what are we talking about today?
With my boy Martin Moore, a.k.a. Houdini. Dude, we're talking about Jock life, right? So we got this Jock life. I like it. I love it. But I feel like we got to elevate, right? We got to, like, there's got to be a better name.
I know.
For Jock life.
I try to come up with, like, super clickbaity episode titles so that if people don't like you and I,
right, they can,
or the guest, at least maybe the episode title will be, will lure them in.
Lure them in. What about, so how was your weekend, man? What'd you do, man?
I watched the Bucks.
Let's
clean
go
up
Bucks,
game
baby.
3. We'll get into that in this episode. I did a little gardening. We got a fire pit, a nice fire pit.
Did you?
So we had some friends and neighbors come over and
job.
watch the Bucks game outside with us.
Look at you, man.
Lovely weekend.
I like that, man.
So we've got a great guest for this. We're gonna tentatively call Jock Life.
Yeah.
He came in last minute to talk about sports with us. He's the founder of Go Get It Marketing and Media.
Bam.
Host of the Go Getters podcast.
Bam.
Golfer, certified thirst trap.
Hey,
Richie Burke, dude.
Richie Burke.
Yeah, that was a flattering intro.
Right?
I
know, right?
I don't know how many people turned you guys down for this Jock Life episode before you got down to my name on the list, but I am honored to be here. I love both of you guys. I haven't seen either of you in a while since pre-pandemic. Ian, probably longer than that since I've seen you. So I am just thrilled to be here today.
That's awesome.
Just three fellas chopping it up.
Yeah.
Post-COVID,
I feel like we don't look like jocks, though, right? Like we got a better look. We got a better look than jocks.
You look like an elite athlete.
Okay,
Martin and I. Although Martin's gotten in better shape lately. He's looking good.
I've been working out.
Looking good.
I agree, man.
Well, we'll get into it.
So yeah, we got one elite athlete, two other dudes. although I did dunk a basketball like a year and a half ago.
Did you really? Oh, I saw that. That was on your Instagram.
I've Instagrammed the shit out of that.
I remember that
several times. I'm hanging on to that video for dear life.
That's awesome.
So maybe we have a Jock and a half plus Martin.
Plus Martin.
Had to bring that up and give myself a plug in the first
I love
minute.
that. Dang.
So sports is something that, like, I never grew up playing sports.
No, you never.
I never grew up watching sports. The first sport I really ever even got into was at the tail end of, like, Brett Favre's career on the Green Bay Packers. And that's really when I got into football. Other than that, dude, I was a magician. I played in bands. I mean, I've just been a creative. I didn't do shit with sports.
Yeah.
And so
it's crazy.
The older I've gotten, I've been watching sports. I'm into basketball now. I play golf. And so I thought this would be kind of a cool, uncomfortable episode for me to talk about Jock life, but more importantly, like sports and what it's like to be an athlete like you, and then someone like Richie and me who, you know, we're not really, I won't call us in air quotes, athletes, but we enjoy sports. We love it. We do our thing. So I want to get into, why do we play sports? Why do we watch sports? What makes sports unique? What is it about sports that brings people together, cities together? What can it do to put a city on a map with the Bucks in the NBA Finals? And just getting a couple of fun, interesting conversations about sports.
No, that's crazy because you're probably now getting into sports, which is kind of crazy, where I'm kind of almost looking for my retirement sport. So that's kind of crazy. No, this is all I've ever done was
play bridge.
Is play sport. Yeah.
Learn how to feed pigeons.
Right. And I'm going to beat up old people because I want to win so bad. But no, like it's always been in my blood, I think. And I think having sports prepares you kind of for the world too, right? Like, like especially a business side with Rich too. I mean, you could probably attest to that. It helps you for like with all the drama and the outcome and the art, long hours where you have to grind and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, especially highly competitive. I mean, growing up, I played basketball, I played golf. I played golf at a higher level than basketball. But it's a lot of getting just punched in the face and a lot of losses and a lot of hard work and some successes that are euphoric, and it really prepares you for entrepreneurship in certain ways. Sports is I would say a different rush, but there are similarities between the two.
Yeah, I think you need sports, man. I think just sports just helps you as a person.
There's something about getting out there and physically competing and going at someone and going at other people and Yeah, so and competing.
Exactly. So Martin, you never really competed.
No. I played t-ball when I was like 8, and that's
some high level
as jockey as I got.
But that's crazy to me.
I still couldn't hit the fucking ball.
But that's crazy. So you never like got into like you just never wanted to be like, I want the newest kicks to play basketball. I want all that stuff.
Does that seem weird?
It's so weird to me
for someone like you.
Yeah, well, because you're high energy, right?
Yeah.
You got a lot of energy. So I'm just thinking like
I dazzled people with doves and silks and stuff like that.
I think you could have been good at it.
No, I've seen Martin Moore do multiple magic tricks before, and that in itself
is
pretty athletic.
Go get it. You guys had the what was that thing? That event
we hosted a hashtag event, and you kicked it. You were the opening act. It was amazing.
No way. Do we have footage? We don't have footage.
I think on Facebook I could probably dig it up. It's probably in some Facebook
I'm
video.
Gonna get that.
So why is there these? There's like 2 types of people. There's people that I guess there's 3 types of people. People that play sports.
Yep.
People that watch sports, and then there's people that watch and play sports. I guess I would consider those in quotes again, like jocks maybe. But actually, let's get into the definition of what is it? What is a jock?
Yeah,
I got definitions.
Yeah, you always got the information.
So I actually found 2 funny definitions. Okay. I found the Wikipedia one, and then I found my favorite website on planet Earth, Urban Dictionary.
Oh my gosh!
So Wikipedia in the United States. In Canada.
Let's go, Canada!
A jock is a stereotype of an athlete or someone who is primarily interested in sports and sports culture and does not take much interest in intellectual culture. It is generally attributed mostly to high school and college athlete participants who form a distinct youth subculture.
Dang,
I don't know. That's a little harsh.
I think that's old school now, though. I think it's changing. We're evolving, so I like that.
Urban Dictionary.
Oh, gosh.
There is a major difference between a jock and athletes. Jocks tend to abuse their popularity, while the athletes don't really mind who they talk to or who they hang out with. Signs of a jock: rude, arrogant, stupid, beats up people, dates only cheerleaders, and hangs around other jocks. Signs of a true athlete: love their sport, try to stay down to earth, a little less arrogant. They hang out with whoever they want. They date whoever they want. They might beat people up, but that doesn't mean it wasn't uncalled for.
Oh, my gosh.
Anyways, I just thought that was kind of funny. But so what do you guys think? What is it about sports that why we want to watch it? Why we want to play it? I guess we talked about why we play. Why do we watch it?
Ooh, I mean,
with the Bucks now here in the NBA Finals.
Well, you got the Bucks, and they're going for a goal, right? They're trying to achieve the world championship in basketball, and I think just for them to dominate, and then you're from that city, I think that helps. I mean, that resonates with your life. You know, they're representing Wisconsin, right? We live in Wisconsin, and I just think to have a group of men coming to a goal, trying to win something, I think it's the toughest thing to do because, your chemistry, everything's got to fit right. It's not easy to win championships, right? You can win games. Anyone can win games. You can lose games. But to put everything together and to win something, for me, I think that's the biggest thing. And you like watching it. You like watching it unfold during the whole season. So you like how to play out because it's like a story, right? It's like a story. You're watching it unfold and see, can they get the end result,
Yeah, I think it's an identity thing, especially with the Milwaukee Bucks. It's rare that you got Milwaukee across the jersey, and anyone who takes pride in being a Milwaukeean or is from Wisconsin or lives in Milwaukee is watching this right now.
Right?
Not Stephen A. They're watching this right now, and they're taking a lot of pride in their team, or even like Packers fans are crazy if you're from the Green Bay area or from Wisconsin. And you kind of adapt this identity at an early age, or at least I did growing up in Wisconsin. My dad watched Wisconsin sports. He was yelling at the TV when I was in first grade and, getting all fired up about it. And I think you kind of latch onto that and why you play sports. I think, and you brought up the storylines, Ian, like those are becoming more and more intriguing as time goes on because all the players are on social media.
Yep.
Yes.
You said the definition of jock, like I think that's very old school just because these players are showing a lot more depth and they're a lot more than just athletes right now. And people are seeing that side of them that they've never seen before. And then, I mean, playing it, and Ian, I know you know this more than I do, but it can be addicting. Like you put in all that time and all that energy and all that sweat and all those sacrifices and, that moment, that fleeting moment when you win a championship is worth all that time and training.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Those feelings, whether it's high school sports or like, when I qualified for the state am a couple weeks ago, which is, a big, it's a good accomplishment for someone on my level who's trying to get better at golf. But, just being like even par on coming down the back nine and knowing I was like one within the cut level and your heart's pounding through your chest and
It's crazy.
Hitting decent shots, and I've finished, with a 72 and made it by like a shot, and like that was fun. And then just like but having buddies reach out and like those feelings, they're very fleeting because they don't really last more than a day or two. But like that's worth putting a year of training into.
Those little championships, right? Those little
ones,
But it sheds light on your city too. Like now, look at all the exposure we're getting from Wisconsin. Now they're looking at our city, right? Now they're diving in. What's going on? Like you said, Stephen A. Smith is coming here, even if he's talking trash. You know what I'm saying? But like it's amazing though, because now it's shedding light. So it's not even just the NBA championship that's going on right now. Now we're hosting, obviously, but now people get to see our city and they're like, oh, you know what? This is pretty cool, right?
And it's cool. Like I'm a lifelong Bucks fan. Like I made my dad drive here back in the mid 90s when I was like 10, 12 years old and take me to games when like Terrell Brandon and Elliot Perry were the backcourt. I don't even know if you remember those names, but it was like
that's old.
I'm a real fan. Like I dragged my dad to those games when they were terrible, and for me to see the madness outside the Pfizer, even going back in like the Brandon Jennings era and stuff like that, which I was a big fan of Jennings. He never panned out.
Me too.
But you couldn't fathom like people actually standing outside of a game. Like they didn't even sell out their playoff games back then, and now you have 25,000 people outside of the arena,
baby. And it's still not enough room. I was down there for game.
Yeah,
what was it when we were
madness?
It said like 20. It was more than 20.
Yeah,
I was like, jeez.
And like it was cool watching ESPN after the game the other night, and Jalen Rose and those guys. I think we're on at Good City in the backdrops, the Deer District.
I love it, bro.
And they show the skyline, and it looks beautiful, and you're like, wow,
that's my city.
Milwaukee's come a long way. It's finally getting some.
I love that,
And that's changing people's perspective just because you have millions and millions of eyeballs on those clips, and they're like, oh, maybe it's more than beer and cheese.
Right?
Like there's 25,000 people out there that aren't all like a 50-year-old white dude with a beer gut, and they're like,
that's what sports can do,
getting after it, right?
That's what people think Wisconsin and Milwaukee is.
Right, it's just cheese curds, beer, like overweight people, which, I mean, there's a lot of cheese curds, beer, and overweight people, but there's a different side to the city as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's showcasing the positives of it in that way.
100%. So, staying on the Bucks, because I mean that's huge.
I love the Bucks.
We have tomorrow,
but I'm a big LeBron James fan.
Game 4 here in Milwaukee, which is going to be huge. It's going to tie it up. But just touching on Wisconsin sports in general, I kind of went back over the last 25 years to kind of look at some of the major sports teams that we have in this state.
Have we been good? Oh, I don't know. You're kind of wait before you read this. I'm getting nervous though. Has Wisconsin on a whole been good though? I don't know because I've been here 12 years now.
Yeah, we've
been. I don't know, man.
We've had the carrot dangled in front of us.
Okay, that's
for
what I was
going
to say because I've never.
Very rarely have we bit it. So
okay, let me see. Let me hear this.
Green Bay Packers in the last 25 years, three Super Bowls.
Okay.
We've been to 5 NFC Championship games.
Okay.
We won't talk about 2014 Seattle one because I'm never going to get over that. So 3 Super Bowls, 5 NFC Championship games.
Sweet.
But that's with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
As a Wisconsin fan, as a Packers fan, I love the Packers. Infuriating because we should have more than that.
Ooh, you think we should have more? I like that.
Milwaukee Brewers.
Like 82, we lost. I agree 100% with Martin Moore. 3 Super Bowls in 25 years is great in general. But when you have literally the best quarterback in the league for 25 straight years, and that's all you got.
And then you see Tom Brady go to Tampa Bay, the most losing team in sports history.
But
they just manifest and will Super Bowl out of their ass.
That's why.
Anyways, moving on. Milwaukee Brewers, 1982, we lost the World Series, and then the NL Championship, 2011, 2018.
And that's it.
Milwaukee Wave.
Hey, that's
Milwaukee Wave.
We're representing.
Back to back, 2010, 2011
Let's go.
championships. Then in 2018, another one.
Let's go.
Bucks won NBA title in 71, and then the conference title 71-74, 2021, and then Milwaukee Admirals, nothing.
Admirals never won anything?
No.
That's crazy.
Well, not in the last 25 years. I stopped scrolling.
Yeah.
So do we have the winningest athlete in Wisconsin in the last 25 years the table with 100%. Us right now?
Dang. Wow. That's
so Ian, you have as many championships as
the Green Bay Packers,
as Favre and Rodgers put together.
So we need to get more credit. Then the Wave's got to get some more.
Well, honestly, it pisses me off because I never watched indoor soccer, and I didn't know how big indoor soccer was until I met you a few years ago, and I remember we did that shoot and stuff, and I met you, and I remember going to a game, and I was like, dude, this is dope, like this is awesome. Dramatic, it's incredible, and I get frustrated when I see people are like, Milwaukee, like we don't Bucks aren't doing anything, and we need a sports championship. Like, dude, we just had one.
Right?
Like, what the hell?
Right?
So
indoor soccer is fun to watch.
Dude, it's nuts, a blast to watch. If you've never seen a Milwaukee Wave game or any indoor soccer game, if you have one in your city, definitely go watch it.
You gotta go watch.
So Richie, let's kind of go over what is our relationship, each of us, with sports. We kind of know Ian. We'll get back to you.
Yeah.
But like, what is your relationship with sports, and when you grew up, and what did you play? And
I was a dominant basketball player in the YMCA first grade league.
Well done.
I was dropping like 20, 30 a game.
Is that in your LinkedIn profile?
We should put that. I should go back. I love that.
You told me to go back from the beginning, but
That's awesome.
it comes around. I could shoot, and I knew what I was doing, and I probably didn't pass the ball at all. So that's how you do that. But my dad was my coach, and there would be those feet drills early. Like all the kids would do the drills together, and my dad noticed my feet were moving at like half the speed as all the other kids. So he was just like, "I'm putting you into golf."
Nice.
Good hand-eye coordination and no speed. So
yeah.
So he kind of pushed me there. I played basketball through high school and rode the bench most of the time. Okay. But then
it's more than I did.
Yeah, golf.
Golf's been your thing, though.
I was a pretty good high school player. Completely flamed out after high school. Kind of tied my whole identity as a person to my golf game. Put way too much pressure on myself, and which I think a lot of junior athletes do in golf. Is such a mental game that that came back to that. I couldn't play like that. It's a weird sport too, because like soccer, you don't really have time to think. Basketball, you don't have time to think. Golf, you're just like standing over.
All you do is think.
Yeah,
every
all
shot,
you do is
right?
think, which is not a good thing.
No.
So, played 1 year at college, just flamed out, and then got back into it.
Passion was burning, man.
Got back into it a few years ago. I
really?
missed competing. Yeah, and I was at a point. Obviously, I started my business out of school, and I'm not going to like drive to Fond du Lac on a Tuesday and playing a qualifier for an AM tournament, when I'm trying to get a business off the ground. But last few years, I've got to get back into it, and I love it. I love training and competing, and it's fun.
Isn't that crazy though? With your passion, like obviously you have your companies
it never
and stuff.
went away.
That's what I'm saying. It always keeps coming back, like right? Like it's something that you can't explain, because even if you're doing some other things, what you're passionate about is always gonna fuel you, right? It's always gonna drive you.
Yeah, as bad as my game
right?
got, and as far away as I got to it, I still kind of in the back of my head wanted to compete. And obviously, I'm not competing at a high level. There, like you, Ian, there's tens of thousands of golfers in the world that are better than me. But even just competing at an amateur level, like I get a rush out of it, and I enjoy it. And golf's been pretty good, solid for business too, or at least I'm trying to justify how much time I put into it right now that I was saying I've formed some relationships and got some clients through golf. But,
that works.
It's I like the camaraderie that goes along with it.
Yeah.
That's why I like golf a lot.
Yeah, and then basketball, I've just been a big Bucks fan and Packers fan and bandwagon Brewer fan over the years and stuff like that.
So, Martin, getting into Jock life, since you're new at this, because I love this. As soon as I heard this, I was like, this is great. This is right up my alley. I'm like, Martin normally he's got his all scientific stuff, and I'm like, dude, this is about weights, bro. So how are you enjoying this transformation? Because honestly, from where you were before, like, pandemic and now, like, me seeing you,
I'm talking
like,
about my weight, Ian?
No, I'm just saying your whole appearance, because you always had energy. Yeah. But, like, you're fitting in you're wearing T-shirts. You got these T-shirts, and they're looking gunned out, right?
I think I just saw the outline of a tricep.
I know,
over
man.
Look at that.
That's what I'm shocked.
My goal.
How are you liking this?
I love it. My goal when I turned 40 last year was to develop the world's best dad bod for myself. If I could hit that, I would be happy. But I've really enjoyed. I work out every single morning. And now that I've been golfing and stuff like that, I've really enjoyed. It's gotten me more and more into sports. I've enjoyed being healthy and living a healthy lifestyle and trying to bulk up a little bit. And I've really enjoyed playing golf. I've enjoyed getting out there. I can't stand when there's something I want to do and I can't do it. I did that with running a few years ago before I messed my knee up, and it killed me to have to stop running because I remember the first quarter mile I ran, I thought I was going to die. And then I ran half a mile and then a mile. And then my first 5K, my first 10K. And golf was one of those things where it was like, I remember the first time I swung a golf club and I just topped the ball and it went about 1 foot. I don't even think I made it to the women's tee. And I started getting better and better and better at it. And it just started, it starts to get addicting when you get good at something. And it just really opened my eyes to how much fun it can be to be off my phone, get out there, do something athletic, do something that isn't artsy-fartsy, like this podcast or my magic or my YouTube vlogs or whatever. and just get out there and enjoy the whole world of sports. And I've just gotten into the Bucks recently in the last year or two, more so this year. And I really enjoy it. I see the appeal of it.
Yeah. Are you guys like me though? Are you guys like want to perfect this? So like, especially you two are golfers, right? Yeah. Are you always like looking at like swing stuff, swing coaches? Are you looking at the best equipment? Like, are you guys?
So many YouTube videos.
Because I'm obsessed with that. Like, do you try to push your body? Are you taking different supplements and stuff? Like, tell me, like, because now you guys are getting into, especially Martin. Obviously, Richie, you're into it. But I'm a guy that like, if I'm playing soccer, I want to have my body in the best shape. Then again, I want to have the best equipment too, right? Is that the same thing with you? Or like, are you researching this stuff like in between your jobs?
Yeah. I got fitted for clubs. My girlfriend gives me a lot of shit because you'll go through my photo reel and it's like all swing videos of myself.
Yes.
I'm trying to pick those apart.
Yes.
Hers is all like photos of our mini golden doodle, and mine's just all photos of my golf swing. But so she gives me a lot of shit for that. And then I've made a pretty healthy kind of transformation over the last couple of years too.
You look jacked too, bro.
Working out every morning.
That's why I introduced him with the thirst trap thing.
I think I'm down like 20 pounds, but slowly. But
slowly. I could tell. His arms, man. He's got some guns on him.
Thank you very much. What I did, I stopped drinking Sunday through Thursday every week. I didn't want to give it up cold turkey. I like drinking, but I estimated that I was you go to so many events in Milwaukee, and they all revolve around beer and shitty food. Yeah. Great food, but it's terrible for you.
Yeah.
So I estimated I was going to like 3 events a week, having 2 to 3 drinks at those. So let's say 6 drinks during the week. You times that by 50 weeks. That's 300 drinks a year that I've saved on over the last couple of years. And that's why
Isn't that crazy?
The compounding interest on that.
Yeah,
that's actually
the compounding. I'm
going to deviate really quick with you guys. Have you found it difficult? Because I really enjoyed, part of the reason why I was able to lose 20 pounds over COVID was because I wasn't going to networking events and I wasn't doing all the stuff, like Richie said, having drinks and eating all this food that's not good for you. Has it been difficult now that things have opened back up and you guys have been getting out there to try and like make good choices and try and not just eat and drink like crap? And because it's been so difficult for me.
Ian's got to be used to it looking like that.
Yeah,
like you're a real athlete.
No, like Richie's right though. Like I always cut down. Like I like to have my drinks and stuff, and I like girly drinks, so they always make fun of me. I like the IPAs. Yeah, I'm not a big IPA guy. Now I was gonna be all mad. See, Ian's not a real man, but no, I like my Cosmos. I like
lemon drop
I like my margaritas. I like the tasting, the sweet tasting stuff. But like Richie said, I just cut back. Like if I have an event or if I have preparing for preseason stuff, I'll just cut back. But I still enjoy my life. You know, you still have fun with it.
And I think that's more sustainable. Like I didn't want to go cold turkey on drinking because I enjoy drinking. And unfortunately, I do love my IPAs because those are very filling and unnecessary. But for me, it was like you go to those events and I'm fine going sober now because I'm not really like a one drink guy and 2 doesn't really do it for me. And it was just like, I got used to saying no and just not eating the food there, and I'm good. And the thing was, you go to those, and I have 3 drinks, which isn't much. 2-3 drinks.
Yeah,
I'm not like.
I like how in Wisconsin we say that isn't much.
Yeah, I know. It's not.
It is what it is. But I'm not going home and eating a salad and going to bed early. Even after 3 drinks, I'm grabbing a burrito and dicking around on my iPad and, until I go to bed. And I get up at 5:30 and go to a 6 a.m. workout class every morning during the week. It's a good way to start my day,
bro.
It's just a habit I've gotten into, and I enjoy doing it. Like I go to F45 on the east side. It's high intensity interval training. It's great. It's a good spot, and it's just a good routine. And then I stretch after that, and I've stretched before bed, and it's just like these good habits over time. Like you're developing right now, Martin. I'm sure you feel much better than you used to. It's like
every morning at 5:30 in the morning, we get up and we work out.
Yeah,
and I want something. It's not a lot. It's not an hour. It's a half an hour, but it's sustainable.
Yeah, you're pushing that in.
What is your workout routine, Ian?
My routine is crazy. Like I'm like you guys.
Are you going to make me and Richie feel?
No. Like I'm just like I have.
What that guy gets paid
right.
To do.
And my goals though, right? My goals like I want to try longevity. I want to see how long I can play, right? Because I mean I'm getting older now. I'm turning 38.
How old are you?
I'm turning 38. So like that's for me. That's my goal. Can I play till I'm like 42 or 43? Can I push the boundaries, right?
Tom Brady can, you can.
But that's what I'm saying. Well, my sport's a little bit more, I don't have people blocking for me, right? I gotta do
that
the
is
running
true.
and stuff, right? But it's stuff like that where I want to push my body. And if God bless me, I could play a couple more years. I want to, but I want to give myself that opportunity to do it, right? So I have to do something.
Sure.
So I do like 2 days, I do 3 days, and my diet when I'm in season is pretty strenuous. Like it's legit. Like my wife makes fun of me, my kids start laughing at me, and I'm just like, yeah, this is what I want to do. You know, this is what I want to. I want to have a legacy. You know, I just don't want to be like an ordinary dude, right? I want to push the envelopes, and then once I'm done, then I'll get into something else. You know? I'll get a 9 to 5. I don't know. We'll see.
Be a ventriloquist. Right. Take trapeze lessons.
Ian, what takeaways? Because it's pretty amazing that you're still competing at this high of a level at 38. I remember I loved playing rec basketball, and then at 27, I was moving at half the speed, and I was not even good, and I was just like, this is, and getting sore in the weirdest places for days, and I was like, this is not worth it. Soccer's a very shifty, fast-moving,
it is
tough on your groin. You're moving around. What do you do to take care of yourself, and what takeaways are there for normal people listening? Because the fact that you're doing this, you're still the guy on the team at age 38 is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. But no, to be honest, what you said, obviously what motivated me, someone was like, Ian, when you get to 32, everything's going downhill. So that kind of motivated me. But honestly, the regiment, what you were just saying, people don't understand how stretching is so important. And it's at the end of the day too, right? You can stretch before and get your body ready, but it's huge for your recovery, because I'm a big recovery person, right? Anti-inflammatory stuff I can take, turmeric, all that stuff. But like you said, stretching at night is, I'm telling you guys right now, is huge. If you can, that's why they say yoga. Yoga is a big thing, because you're stretching, you're using your body, and it's huge. But honestly, that's a lot of my regimen. And I don't use too much weights, right? I'm all about, I'll do upper body, but my legs, it's all band work. It's all the bike.
Sure.
It's never too many squats where I'm lifting 300 pounds to show. I don't need that. I want my body to be strong, right? And resistant. So that's why, God forbid, haven't had ACL tears, MCL. My knees have been pretty good, knock on wood. But it's just stuff like that. I don't put stress on my body. I don't run outside. I either run on a track or on the bike, treadmill.
Nice.
Yeah, so I don't bang up my knees on this. I see guys running around on this asphalt, and I'm like, dude, sidewalk, that's not good for you, right? Yeah. Unless you're wearing pillows and shoes, man. I don't it just doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that stretching. I'm a very naturally stiff guy, and a year and a half ago, again, I do that 15-minute stretch right after I work out, 15 minutes before bed. It's easy to do. You're watching Netflix anyway, instead of sitting on the couch. I'm telling you, crack open your laptop and put a 15-minute YouTube video on it, and it's made a huge difference for me.
Especially as
an aging guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So why do you guys think some people don't like sports or watch sports like I used to be?
Well, I think the biggest thing, it's hard to do, right? You can't and it's hard to be good at it, right? You can go and dribble a basketball and shoot hoops, but it's not are you going to be good at it? Are you going to be coordinated? When you play against someone, are you going to get destroyed, right? So I think it's that mentality, and honestly, a lot has to do with it. It's what either your preference, if you're not into it, or you just might not be confident enough. I don't know. There's someone to push you out there. I don't know.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's like someone not being into the arts, which I'm not super into the arts and theater and stuff like that. I think people have different interests, and I don't think there's anything wrong with people not being into sports. I would say that these health habits that we're talking about and the what you've been on recently, Martin, I've been pretty overweight. I've been in good shape, and I will say every aspect of life is easier when you are in good shape and doing this.
It's so bad to say, but it's
it really is.
It's real though, right?
It's hard. It's hard to.
I know, man.
Obviously, I'd rather eat a cheeseburger than a salad. That's a fun 15 minutes eating a cheeseburger, exactly. But that's all it is 15 minutes. But
walking past the mirrors in Target and Kohl's all the time and taking a peek at your body and going, God damn it.
But it's a weird thing that lasts
longer. But it's true. You have more energy.
Yes.
You look better. You feel better. You have more confidence. You 100%. Perform better at work. You just feel good about yourself. So I think even if you're not into sports, whether you don't need to do CrossFit or the kind of workouts Ian's doing, but even just having some movement and making better choices regarding eating and stuff like 100%. That, that compounds and makes a big difference.
Minutes a day,
being into sports or
20
not.
minutes a day. Anything makes a difference. Man. For me, doing nothing wasn't working anymore. So instead of everyone's always like, oh, you need to hit the gym up two hours a day, hour a day, and I was like, I'm not gonna I'm not going to do that. Like I could get ripped and and do that for a year or something like that. But
I'll take you more
it's
time.
Not sustainable.
But if you're trying to do what Ian does and be a professional athlete, then you're doing that. And you're a very rigorous diet. But if you're where you're at and you're trying to lose 30 pounds and feel better, you don't need to do all that.
Exactly.
You just need to make some better decisions.
100%.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for me when I retire because I mean, if I don't have to work out anymore, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, your transition after being an athlete, and that's what you've known your whole life.
Will
be interesting. That'll be a much different podcast.
Yeah.
But I can imagine putting your whole life into something, and then you just.
I'm scared.
One day you don't have that.
No, we talked about it. I'm terrified. I'm seriously terrified.
We talked about it on the Dream Jobs
I don't know.
podcast.
I got my degree in sports management, and then hopefully it's all about who you know. Hopefully I know some good people that can hire me.
You know good people, and I know you've had business interests, and we've talked in the past, and you got this kind of stuff going on. So you do, and you coach soccer and stuff like that. So you've got plenty going on. But when you don't have to be in that elite shape to compete, it'll be interesting.
I'll just hit up Richie. You find me a job or something. Richie, gosh.
All right, two final questions.
Bam!
For the three of us. If you could, and let's just say we live in some fictitious world, whatever it is. If you could only play one sport, you don't have to actually be good at it or physically be able to play it. But if you could only play one sport, what would it be?
Oh man, that's a good question. You know what? I would pick, and it's gonna be funny, but I like an individual sport. I wish I would have did soccer and they would have put me in golf, tennis, something that was individual where I could put the work in myself. So let's just say I was a golfer or tennis player and I'm there and I'm doing 10 hours.
Yeah.
That's going to have more effect, right? But if I'm playing a team sport, it doesn't matter how good I am, right?
Yeah.
I need these other guys. I got to figure out how to bring a whole team together. So that dynamic is hard to do.
That's interesting. I never really thought about it like that.
That's what I always told my parents. I'm like, man, why don't you just give me golf, tennis, something individual?
The satisfaction of knowing when you win, it was all you.
Well, not even that, but it's just something I can work on, and then it's going to benefit me more, right? Because even again, if I'm on the basketball court or soccer field and I'm the best player, but I don't have a team, I don't have a good goalie, I don't have a good defenders.
Game 1 and 2.
Exactly, I don't matter. But if I'm a golfer and I'm a tennis, if I'm Tiger Woods, and I'm just there and I don't need anybody else, I got my caddy just holding my clubs, I could be the man, right? And just like tennis too, if I'm out there. So I don't know. I think I'd probably honestly want to be a golfer or a tennis player.
You can be. It's interesting in those individual sports because you can be the man, but sometimes you're just having tough days and there's no one else to pick up the slack, and you're just out there and you're like,
that's true.
Fuck, I gotta get I'm standing over the ball, I don't know where it's going, and I've got to grind out something. It's that could be tough for me. I mean, probably golf, but I loved playing basketball. If I was better at it, just because I loved that team aspect and just going at someone else and knocking down a three and the whole. I think there's benefits to team sports and individual sports. So I don't know. I'd probably say golf, but basketball is
the camaraderie.
Right up there. If I was better
at it.
Right.
What about you, Martin?
I think mine would be football.
Football?
Yeah, I love watching football. I love it, and I would love to. I can throw a pretty good spiral. I can throw pretty far.
So you think
I would love to be a quarterback.
Okay.
The Packers may need one real soon.
Yeah, right.
Because he's chilling right now.
I love watching football. It's just such a fascinating sport because it's so mental and so physical. And watching quarterbacks like Brady and Rodgers and Peyton Manning, watching them dissect defenses and watching defenses dissect offenses, and just watching the maneuvering and just how perfect everything has to be and how on point all the team members have to be. It's just, to me, it's fascinating, and I would love to be able to play it. But that
I love football.
Never happen.
I made it 5 practices in 8th grade football.
Really? And then what happened? It got hurt. You got hit,
dude. I was like 5'1" or 5'2", 120 pounds in 8th grade. I had a low growth spurt, and they had us do these hitting drills, and I had to go up against this guy. That
was bigger than you?
They called the truck, and he was over 200 pounds in 8th grade, and he just pummeled me, and I was not good anyway at that size, and I was just I'd never quit anything in my life up to that point, so it was kind of hard quitting it. But football was never my sport, but I love watching it.
Okay, so that'll get us into the final question. If you could only watch one sport for the rest of your life, what would it be?
That's easy for me.
Ian?
It's soccer. International.
I kind of assume that.
International club, MLS, English Premier League,
All
Spanish. It's just all. It's all great, man. It's what it's about, man. It's just fascinating for like 11 guys to get on one page. Anything of soccer, beach soccer, indoor soccer, anything with a ball.
Is soccer the biggest? Whether it's indoor or outdoor, is just soccer in general the largest sport in the world?
In the world, yeah, globally.
Like they did that whole stat. That's why I think it's hilarious. When they watch the Super Bowl, there's like, I don't know, a couple million watching, and then they show soccer, World Cup, billions. Like it's a joke. Like I start laughing, and I'm like, see, this is
it's growing fast in the U.S. too. Right,
yeah, it's getting better. Yeah, it's getting really good.
Richie.
I mean, other than watching Ian just tear up the indoor soccer league. In person, probably basketball. Like I love going to those basketball games, especially if you have good seats. It's so cool being down close to those guys and watching them play.
Have you ever sat courtside?
Yeah.
Have you really?
Not at the Pfizer,
okay.
But yeah,
just in general.
At the Bradley Center, you could go on Vivid Seats or StubHub like an hour before the game and get courtside club tickets. Not like feet on the floor, but second row for like $150, $200.
Were we that bad then that you could?
This was just like 3 years ago. I could do that. Yeah, I did it all the time. It was fucking awesome. And now those seats now those are like $2,000. They're like 10x what they are. And
isn't that crazy how those basketball guys?
I'm not doing that well financially. I'm doing okay, but not that well. But yeah, so I think in person basketball, I kind of like watching golf on TV, honestly. But they're flipping to different shots every time, so it goes a lot faster. Those events can be kind of slow to go to.
I think those NBA players, man, being that size and to have that movement,
it's fun watching them. Right? It's like amazing.
Did you watch Giannis dip down the court? It's
Dude,
like
he's
four strides and he's already there.
Man, it's crazy how you can move like that.
Even like those guards, and I'm a decent sized guy. I'm like, I'm 6'1", and those guys look small on TV, and then you go see them in person, you're like,
they're all big.
Holy shit, the point guard's got like 4 inches and is way bulkier than I am. Like,
what about you, Martin?
I didn't think this.
If I could only watch one. At the moment,
don't say NASCAR.
No, it's football. What is that?
I like
miniature baking.
Right?
No, I'm just kidding.
Cornhole on ESPN.
Yeah. Cornhole on HBO.
Or axe throwing.
The Ocho.
Gosh, how do those make? Seriously, they're definitely not Jock Life.
No.
Gosh.
Mine would be football, but I'm really, really enjoying basketball. It's so dramatic. It's so dynamic. Yeah. And the more I'm learning how it works and kind of getting familiar with players, and it's possible in a few years basketball could overtake that, but at the moment it would be football.
So Jock Life is kind of dead, though, right? So Jock Life is kind of dead now.
Yeah, so let's circle back because Jock Life is
kind of dead, man. Because it's old, that was the old school term. Now I feel like these jocks or these athletes are doing more now, and they're doing a lot for obviously in the community, social media, all that stuff on different platforms. And it's not just being like, I play sports, look at me, get off me, get away. Now they're getting into all these obviously different movements,
That's an interesting thing too, is just how with social media, like you said, bringing awareness to police brutality and racial inequality. And
Jock Life's
what
dead,
was it?
Man.
Carl Nassib from the Vegas Raiders, he came out as the first
that's right.
NFL player. And so seeing these athletes bring awareness to a lot of things too has kind of changed what it means to be a jock.
So we might have to change the name, like Jock Life is dead or something.
Yeah,
I think so. From the Urban Dictionary definition Martin read earlier, it seemed like a very outdated term where the jock was just the complete asshole. Which,
right?
We could do Jock Life with a thumbs down emoji.
Jock Life is dead. Then they'll be like, "Oh, we hate sports." No, that's funny.
Richie, thank you so much for coming on this episode.
Thank you guys for the last minute invite. I appreciate it.
I hope I don't see you on the course. Congratulations.
No, dude, we have to play together.
No, I'll take you guys out.
We never mentioned the double eagle.
I'll take you guys out.
Dude, we got to play.
Plug your double eagle.
I did make a double eagle in a tournament. It was a 2 on a par 5 a few weeks ago.
We got to play, man. So you guys can laugh at me, and we got to film it. We got to do it. Because I feel like you guys are really good. So
thanks, dude, for hopping on.
Thanks for the shameless plugs. Ian, thanks for telling me I look jacked.
You do, man.
You made my day.
Your triceps are sticking out. Gosh. Way. Martin, let's go, baby. Be blessed, man. Thanks for listening.
Catch us on our social at @SaidNoOnePod.
See you next time.
The next topic you never knew you wanted to hear about.
Well, no, I mean, anytime I would wear the mom jeans, my husband would be like, your ass looks like it's like 10 feet tall. And I'm like, whatever.
See, that's why Martin wants you in fitted.
Yeah,
okay,
so,
I
don't know about the young guys and if they're like, those are some good looking mom jeans. Like, but I don't know. It's different.
You won't know.
It's fascinating to me.
Yeah.
And I mean, they have the shorts versions too. Like I've seen the mom shorts. And I guess I just keep going back to that SNL skit with Tina Fey and all them where they were like, nothing says I've given up on life like my mom jeans. It was like a fake Target commercial or JCPenney commercial. And so I guess maybe I just think about that. I'm just like, when you're young, and because I remember when I was in my 20s and stuff like that, like I was fit and I was, I've got an old dad bod now, and it's like I wish I would have flaunted, but hey,
moms are wearing joggers now too, though. Moms are wearing joggers. Yeah. They're upping up their game, man. So I kind of like how it's moving. You kind of wear what you want now. And I think there's more onus on the individual now. I love it because it feels like if you like it, you're rocking it, you're adding your own little flavor. And I feel like in 2021, it's huge now. People are going against the curve.
Yeah.